mean that you can't be involved in the next one, but we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. One Shot GG, here we go. Tournament League of Legends game. Ralph's Legend starting us off with a Hecarim ban. Hecarim ban is a fantastic ban because of his ultimate alone. When he jumps in, fearing the enemy team in a complete wave, it's like a Sona ultimate, but a little bit different because it fears everyone in a different direction, as well as it takes him all the way to that back line. So honestly, it's an extremely powerful ultimate. A Mumu as well, that ultimate Curse of the Sand, or the Curse of the Sad Mummy, Curse of the Mummy, that snares everyone, puts everyone on the enemy team together. Thank you, King Jose 1998. For the follow as well. So the Mummy, banned out, won't be playing this game either. They are going to be slowly going through these picks and bans because this is the first team. When you're the last team lineup, you have a little bit of a chance to see what the other people are playing. You have a little bit of an opportunity to see where they're really going with this. And as this is the first game, they really have nothing to go off of. They're literally just like, who's OP right now? Who do we ban? Let's just ban out the really powerful ones. We know Hecarim's strong. We know Lucian's really strong right now. He needs to be nerfed. We know that Leona, all of that CC, we got to ban. But, you don't have a whole lot to go off of. By the time you get to the semifinals and then to the finals, you've had an opportunity to see how the other teams play, see what they really excel at, so you can kind of target some of those bans. But this is the first time that these teams are playing together, and it's going to be amazing. So, Lego Team 4 coming in here. So, shout out for Dawson Lenge, like legend, but there's just no end. There's no end to the legend, so it's only Lenge. Yeah. Kha'Zix banned out as well. That man has got so much resets on him that they were going to take him out completely. Kha'Zix, once he leaps in and grabs a kill, he pretty much gets a free jump reset, very much like Tristana. But he's just really, really powerful, so they're going to ban him out as well. So, Yez has a point. Remove the bracket so we can see. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Woo! You know what? I am super sorry. I was supposed to remove that already. Where is that? Where is it? Is it window capture? It's not that window capture. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I can't find it. What is it? Explicity is satanic. Thank you for the follow. There we go. I got it. All right, I'm going to rename that crap so I can actually see that. Dawson Lenge, thank you for the follow as well. Team bracket overlay. So that will not happen again. Whew. Thank you very much. Huge shout out to Yezmbe for shouting out on me and saying, hey, we need that bracket gone so we can see what's going on. But as you said, with the Kha'Zix gets the reset on the jump when he gets a kill. Tristana does as well, so she's going to be banned out as well. Don't want any bunny hop from team member to team member, especially late game, playing those kind of ranged cleanup champions. Kha'Zix is a melee champion, but he has a lot of ranged abilities with those spikes toss and everything, so that's why they're going to take him out. And starting us off is going to be a Janna pick. Ralph's Legend picking up a Janna, more than likely support, because I don't think that's a Janna jungle, honestly. Like, Janna jungle? No. I mean, could, maybe. I mean, maybe. You got some really good skills up there. But Janna is the queen of disengage. She's got all of the knockups, the full team AoE knockback, as well as a whole lot of heals. So there's a lot of opportunities for her to disengage the enemy if they decide to fight, which is a great pick for a first pick into an unknown team. When you have nothing to go off of, you don't know whether they like to go poke, you don't know whether they like to go full engage, they don't like to go bruiser, let's pick a really safe champion. Let's start off with the support. Supports are crucial to the game, but they're not as crucial as picking an anti-carry, or somebody that can counter pick. So instead, we're going to allow a little bit of a safe pick here. Let's pick the Janna, and that way we can get these disengages. For purple team, starting us off, Chicks Dig Elo. They're going to be grabbing up at Caitlyn. Caitlyn is a great ranged AD champion. She's kind of a anti-all ADs. She's got a pretty good amount of range. She's got her 90 caliber net to get us some escape. She's got Ace in the Hole, which is a great sniping, ultimate as well. So she's kind of a safe across the board. She isn't really necessarily great against one person or another. She's kind of just generally good. So as long as you know how to handle her, she's a good pick. And Lightning Wolf with the support Nami. Nami, again, one of those more safer support champion picks. Not hyper crucial. If she can land some bubbles, there'll be some great CC for the enemy team, a tidal wave or two, and that team fight's going to go in her team's favor. So a great pick is there as well. And now that we've got some of these picks, now we're really getting into the game. We've got Merciful Vendetta grabbing up a Fizz for the mid lane. That Fizz is a slippery fish of doom. However, It's a toss-up. With some really hard CC, it's going to be easy to shut him down, but if you can't land that CC, it's kind of easy to finish him off. So he's a melee champion, so he does poorly against ranged champions because he has to get in close to them, and they can kind of poke him down. But once he engages, he can grab a kill and get out, which is the really nice thing about Fizz. Same thing with the Jace. Jace has that kind of ranged melee potential. He can do a bit of poke from the outside, but then he can jump in to really lash some damage on that hammer. So we'll see how they do in their lanes now that the other team has had a chance to pick as well. We've got Aniseth. Aniseth. Sorry guys if I slaughter your names. Hopefully I'll get it right before too long. Aniseth grabbing a Ahri for the mid lane. Ahri is a great farming champion. She has a really powerful Q, as well as, whoa, oh my god, I got double scared. Input HD, thank you for the follow, and Avast, thank you for making me crap my pants, because Avast just, heart attack. Alright, so Aniseth, grabbing up the Ahri. She has some great range potential as well as a beautiful charm, which that charm is that CC that I'm talking about on the Fizz. If you can land a charm and then burst him down before he has a chance to escape, you're going to be doing well. Even if you burst him down so that he's low health, he's very unlikely to dive right back into the enemy team when he's sitting at only 200-300 health. So if you can get that burst on him, which Ahri's late game is extremely good at, then it will be doing fine. For Evan Dragoneel, grab a Nilly for the top lane. She is going now more of that AD bruiser type feel, but ranged. Has kind of the same way of that Jace. Has a little bit of range, a little bit of melee, kind of goes back and forth on that. Can switch between cat form and her spear form. It's actually not spears, it's javelins. Can you give my friend a shout out? He's playing in the tourney. His name is Vongsa. Vongsa! Shout out to Vongsa from Dawson Lenge. Throwing out there. That's too spooky. It's true. Gonna run through here a little bit more. Bucky Boy on the Jinx. Jinx has great auto attack potential, lots of really good damage coming out there. And last but not least, Rock177 picked up a Pantheon and then traded it to Ralph's Legend for the jungle. So Pantheon has a beautiful opportunity to grab some of those stuns when he leaps onto enemy, as well as the ultimate coming down, just doing massive amounts of damage. So if he can get the stun on the right person and the rest of the team can follow up with the damage, continue with the engage, it's going to be a good team fight. And last but not least, for Chicks Dig Elo, we've got a Skarner pick. Skarner, very rarely seen in low League of Legends ranked games, the ones that we usually hear, isn't often picked, however, is still extremely strong, especially with that level 6 ultimate dragging an enemy in. Gonna be doing great. Boy116, welcome. So thank you for jumping in. Actually, I do not have okay above Astros. So now that everyone has got our picks and bans, we're gonna run through here everyone and their champions real fast, make it as professional as possible. Ralph's Legend, grabbing up the Pantheon for the jungle for team nothing fancy. We've got Merciful Vendetta on the Fizz for the mid lane. Neural Blade with the top lane Jace. Bucky Boy with the ADC Jinx in the bottom lane. And Rack1777 on the Disengage Janna in the bottom lane. For Chicks Dig Elo, we've got Badid on the Skarner in the jungle. Enlightened Wolf with the support Nami bottom lane. Aniseth with the mid lane Ahri. Ivan Dragoneel, I want to say that with a German accent. Ivan Dragoneel in the top lane Nidalee, and Raktobebe with that ADC Caitlyn in the bottom lane. So best of luck to all of you. However, we've got to figure out now which team really has a good chance. Both of these teams are looking extremely strong. I honestly feel though that Chicks Dig Elo has a little bit better poke when it comes to towards the mid to late game. Caitlyn Q's and Nidalee javelins, Ahri even has some pretty good poke. They've got a lot of opportunity to really harass down the enemy team. True, though, Nothing Fancy has those Jinx rockets, the Jace Qs as well. They've got a little bit less on that ranged poke. They're really going to have to rely on Jace and Jinx to position well for those rockets. She does have pretty good range on those rockets, but that she sometimes can kind of get out to the front of the enemy team, and if Skarner flashes in and grabs her with his ultimate and pulls her into the rest of the team, the rest of that fight's going to go really poorly. So it looks overall, though, like Chicks Dig Elo is really interested in engaging in a full team fight. Skarner locking somebody down, saying no damage from you, let's just go ahead and kill you, or may even just lock down the Fizz and say, hey Fizz, you're just not going to do anything for a while the rest of your team dies. In the meantime, they've got Nami with the Tidal Wave knocking the entire enemy team up. Nidalee and Caitlyn from the sidelines and the backlines leaping in and doing a little bit of damage. Ahri just bouncing around the entire team with her ultimate. Lot of opportunity for purple team to really get a full team fight going. That being said, though, they're not going to get that full team fight 5v5 if Nothing Fancy can pick people off. They are perfect for picking people off. A Janna Tornado knocks somebody up, followed by that Pantheon stun. Jinx, a couple of auto attacks, and they're dead. A snipe here, a snipe there. Fizz, single champion burst, gets out of the fight. If they can pick off 1 to 2 members and really kind of harass down those sidelines from Chicks Dig Elo, Nothing Fancy is going to be doing rather well in the game. And as long as if they can do well in a full team fight, if their team potential overall is going really well. Oh, I've got some messages here. Oh, somebody is Jinx. Oh, dang, I'll check that afterwards because I can't check right now because we are in the middle of a League of Legends game. What are you sending me messages? When sending me messages. So when is Amy playing? Playing right now. It looks like Amy X Angel is playing right now. Doing it right now. Yeah. So we're going to switch over to our loading screen. We've got, I got to do each of these one at a time. Sorry, guys. It just happens. Nothing. Oop, we're going to switch this over to Nothing Fancy. And Team Red is going to be Chicks Dig Elo. Cool. So I do have to kind of live update that every time. It just kind of happens, you know. I can't do everything all at once. So she'll be shoutcasted later. Yep, we will be doing full shoutcasting for the rest of the afternoon. So if you're not in the game right now, you're going to be. And we have a lot of really high players coming in here. We've got some platinum, some master tier players, some diamonds, a lot of diamonds actually. And so we're going to see some amazing plays. And that's what I cannot wait to watch. Whew. Catching my breath for a moment here. We have some amazing skins. Look, do you see this? Dragon Slayer Pantheon, Ralph's the Legend grabbing up that skin. Were you at Riot? Or not Riot, yeah, were you at Riot? Were you at Dragon Con 2014? I was at it this year shoutcasting the game, so shout out to myself. Shoutcasting League of Legends at Dragon Con 2014 from Atlanta, Georgia. They were giving out the Dragon Slayer Pantheon skin, so I wanted to know if Ralph's the Legend happened to be there. We've got Fisherman Fizz, Merciful Vendetta picking up that one. Got to have that Earth mode coming in here. Full Metal Jace, a great skin there as well. And look at down here. Purple team or Team Red grabbing up a full skin team. We've got Earth Rune Skarner, Badid grabbing up that skin. River Spirit Nami, a Lightened Wolf, having that beautiful skin. How can you turn that down? Midnight Ari and Niseth grabbing up a beautiful Ari skin. Have that one myself. Bewitched Nidalee, Ivan Dragonil grabbing up that one. And Safari Caitlyn, a very rarely seen skin, but a beautiful one nonetheless. Rakto Baby with that one. So we have, as a little side note here, 4 females and Skarner. So can anyone just kind of like, Skarner's a pimp. I'm not going to say it out loud, too loud. But yeah, I mean, 4 females and Skarner. He obviously knows how to get it. And so it's just true. It's just true. So loading into the game. As we finish it off here, what do you guys think? Who do you think will win? Give a shout out. Hashtag to the team that you think will take the win in this first game of the League of Legends. Chicks Dig Elo versus Nothing. I have to say, I think that the team name Nothing Fancy is one of my most favorite team names to date. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. So we're going to put everyone in the correct positions. We've got a Nami versus a Janna in that bottom lane, followed by the ADs Caitlyn and Jinx. Mid laners are going to be the Fizz versus Ahri, while the junglers Skarner and Pantheon go head-to-head. In the top lane, Jace and Nidalee. So everyone makes their way out. There was a lot of pings by one of the teams. I actually missed which team was it that was pinging heavily, but it looks like neither team's fully invested in invading just yet. Both these teams are making... Oh, red team maybe. Skarner's kind of making his way down. They're actually going to... Oh, there we go. I was about to say I'm going to take control of the game if it doesn't do it by itself. But D getting a nice trinket ward in there, getting some vision down. Ralph's Legend going to take a little bit of harass. Uh-oh. Got to be aware. Can't be typing when there's enemies here. So it took a little bit of damage from the REQ. Neural Blade. Trinket warding as well. Getting some vision on the Nidalee. So it looks like Janna and Jinx are here as well. Red team's really hanging out here in that... Whoa, Neural Blade... Did he... There's no way... Oh, I guess he just saw the ward go down. Yeah, he saw Nidalee put the ward on. That's how he had vision to grab 2 auto attacks. So, hashtag Nothing Fancy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, red team looked at initially possibly engaging. There's a ping there by blue team saying, hey, keep an eye on these here. Lots of trinket wards going down. Lots of trinket wards. But red team decides to back off. Says we're not going to invade just yet. As Pantheon makes his way towards... his blue buff. So both teams are going to be starting the blue buff, which means that they will be on opposite sides of the map when they get around to finishing the jungle. So who all plays in this tournament? Anyone that has signed up for it on 1ShotGG, and that you're going to have to go check that out on the forum. However, I think you can still submit yourself as a sub for the tournament if you want to get involved in it. So Skarner starting off the blue buff has a really nice help there from that Caitlyn Nami. Enlightened Wolf, Rock to Baby heading back towards that bottom lane. So Pantheon will take a little bit longer to finish up his blue buff here because he only had that top lane helping out. However, that means that Caitlyn potentially has missed a little bit of XP in that bottom lane. She's just getting back to lane. Jinx only got 1 minion off of that. But hey, 1 minion could possibly make or break the game. It's kind of hard to say at this point. So nothing fancy OP. Christian's Legend coming out here saying that's what he thinks. He thinks will take the game at the moment. Red team, like I was about to say, has a 100 gold lead. There we go. Just a little bit of an edge on that 100 gold lead thanks to, I think, some of those masteries gives you a little bit of extra gold when starting off. But we'll see if that truly comes into effect. So, Nithras21, thank you for the follow. Glad to have you join us. So, Nidalee up here in that top lane. Neuroblade getting some nice damage from the distance. Put up those gates and shot right through them to hit Nidalee. So, a little bit of extra damage. Janna shielding herself from some of the damage from the Caitlyn. She's really kind of just trying to make sure that the enemy team stays back. Nidalee down to about half health there up in that top lane. So, a gank could be bad, but it looks like Skarner may gank first. He's kind of getting prepped up here. Here he comes. He's got double buff. Going to get a little bit of a slow onto Neuroblade. Nidalee coming in that cat form, so they got some distance. There's a little bit of a stun. Nice. Neuroblade, very low health. This is going to be first blood. Oh, red team backs off. Jace being able to escape just simply walking his way. He still had flash available, which he was probably trying to bait one of them underneath the tower with that. He started to back and instead decided he'd stick around just to grab a couple extra minions. We'll see if he finishes his back or not, as he has almost no health and no mana. Looks like he is interested in backing. Enlightened Wolf down to very low health. Jinx got some rockets. That could be first blood. The last rocket. She is going to go down. Pantheon with a nice stun. Rock to Baby flashing to try to stay alive, but no. Ralph's Legend picks that up. That is 2 kills over to blue team, starting us off. So Nami coming in a little bit too strong in that bottom lane, really getting some harass onto Bucky Boy. But then the turnaround with that Janna getting a nice knock up, as well as all of the damage from those Jinx rockets. Ignite on top of it. Who took Ignite on that? It's a Janna Ignite. Pantheon coming in the mid lane, going to get a nice stun and spear. There's a lot of damage. The charm underneath the tower. That is going to be Pantheon taking some serious damage. The flash from Skarner trying to finish him off. Ralph's Legend walking away. Can Skarner speed up to get close enough? Bad Deed now backing off. There's a spear. Pantheon turns a little bit back. Bad Deed, but you're so close. Gets the stun onto Fizz, but no! Pantheon leaps into the last second with the blue buff. Had enough mana to be able to get a stun on Skarner and finish him off. So that is 4 kills over to blue team. This Pantheon ganks is over the top. Having ganked in the bottom lane, securing a double kill down there, and then headed towards the mid lane. Got the mid laner and the jungler on top of it. Just crazy. What an amazing, amazing start. Nothing fancy, showing us some fancy moves so far, and being able to do a fantastic job. This Pantheon is off the charts. 2-0-1 starting off. Serious damage. But the game is only just begun. We are only at 5 minutes in, and it is just getting started. So, this Fizz, Merciful Vendetta, 101, going to be doing well against the Ahri. She started off double Doran's ring, so she's going to be coming back to mid lane with a little bit of help and some extra mana there. We heard Pantheon farming up the Wraiths with that little bit of, what is that? That spear toss. I don't know. I gotta memorize some more of these champions' abilities. I've gotten a lot of champions' abilities names down, but there are some, kind of like Jace, that it's so complicated. I'm still working on that. So don't mind me if I have to use Q and R and ultimate and stuff a couple of times, because it's gonna happen. So nothing fancy, coming out super strong. So that Pantheon, when he back, started off finishing up the Spirit Stone, as well as getting some extra damage. In that top lane, Ivan Dragon trying to come in onto Neuroblade, but here's Skarner to help out as well. Went in hard, but the Ignite is ticking away, throws a spear in the bottom lane. We're back to Pantheon ganking Rock to Baby down to about half health here. Backs off though. Nice Nami bubbles, stopping the engage from blue team as they tried to go in. Neuroblade now running away from Bad Deed. He is very low mana though, so he's going to have to back off from that one. Nidalee very low health as well, low mana on top of it. Can heal herself a little bit, but she is blinking right in that top lane. All it takes is one good Jace Q to finish her off. We'll see if she does that. Both of these top laners do have excuse me, I'm wrong. I thought that Jace took teleport and instead switched it over to flash at the last second. So, Maybe it was Ignite. But Nidalee has teleport, so she can teleport back to lane very quickly or to the team fights when it gets towards that late game. Jace doesn't quite have that pushing potential, instead going for more of a kill lane with the Flash Ignite. And it's not been super effective so far this game. He's been ganked twice. He's lived through both of them, which is a huge thing. 0-0-0 across the board. And he actually is up in farm as well. So he's slowly beating out Nidalee, but it hasn't gotten him any of those kills that he was really looking for early game. So Heartseeker's Strike. Thank you, Bojorn. Thank you for looking that up for me. Already poking Nidalee down just a little bit. Jace up there with that Q right between the gates. Open the gates, as a lot of people would say. 9.9k gold blue team, 7.7k gold red team. So down about 2.3k gold there, which isn't huge. I see a lot of 2k gold differences between teams when one team takes a little bit of a lead. Nice low onto Rock to Baby. 90 caliber nets just to stay a little bit safe. Nami was putting a ward there in the river bush, or in the river, and then came back towards lane. Oh, pro plays there, throwing that spear just as the minion went down. Neuroblade continuing just to auto-attack these minions. He's only backed once, getting a little bit of extra mana with that mana crystal, having started with that Doran's Blade. But now Nidalee goes in, Doran's Blade of her own, as well as some extra armor. Gonna just use that cat form to leap out. Neuroblade down to about half health here, but so is the Nidalee. Ivan Dragoneel. Nightbot OP. Nightbot! Total spam there. Total spam. Open to gates. Yeah, you zombie knows what I'm talking about. So both teams kind of now pulling it back to playing a little more safe, waiting for some of these ganks to happen. Nice knockup from Janna onto Rock the Baby. A little more slow from Jinx. I was actually going to land on Nami. That zap didn't quite land. A little bit of burning from the snare from Caitlyn. So both teams really going back to continuing just to farm up. Nothing too fancy. Jay's still doing a nice job. 10 farm over those top laners. In the mid lane, Fizz actually about 10 farm over Ari, so doing a little bit over there. That jumping in. Aniseth doing down to about half health there. Misses the charm though, so Merciful and Vendetta just going to walk away from that one. In the bottom lane, AD's almost even on farm, only about 4 farm. The camping in this top lane. Neuroblade going in onto Nidalee. Will it be enough? He's got her solo health and he does. Finishes her off with the sacrifice of his own life. While in the mid lane, Pantheon ganks once again, finishing off Ari. Grabbing up another kill for himself, now 3-0. So Jace, while he went down in that top lane, he took the Nidalee with him. 41 minions to the 30 minions of the Nidalee, about one kill to 0. As blue team now decides to turn to Dragon, a very early Dragon, 9 minutes in, I'm sorry. Blue team grabbing this Dragon, no engage from red team. They don't have any wards here, and they get out. They get out just fine. So first Dragon over to blue team, doing a fantastic job there. Now 6-1, nothing fancy. Being really strong this game so far. Janna's already picked up a sweeping lens for that bottom lane, able to clear some of those extra wards. This Jinx just always seems to have mana for her rockets. This is just a great job micromanaging between rockets and auto attacks, doing a fantastic job down there. Both of these champions are level 6 now, so there could be some serious engages. Nami is level 5. There we go, getting level 6. And now she's got Tidal Wave as well if they decide to go in for a full engage. We'll see if they can turn this game around. Nothing fancy now, about another 1,000 gold in the lead. 14k gold to 11k gold. There's pings actually from, I think Ari checked the Dragon. Yeah, there we go. They just have a little bit of vision. So Ari did check the Dragon. Was able to see that. Nice knockup from Janna. Trying to keep red team from coming in here, though. Skarner speeding in. The flash from Janna, keeping herself alive for the moment. Rock to Baby using the ult. And that Janna's going to be only about half health there as a nice shield protects you from that. Pantheon just around the corner, though. This Skarner is still hanging out. He flashes in, but he didn't get the... I think he wanted that level 6 pull on the Janna, as he does have that available, but didn't get that. What is that ability called real fast? Impale! That's it. Impale onto the Janna, but he missed it. Like, he jumped to grab it and then turned around to walk away with that Impale, but didn't finish it off. So you're going to have a little bit of a difficulty there. So it's just so fancy, they already know. They might have won. They might. Game not over just yet. Already making her way into that top lane, but so is Fizz just behind her. Already coming up behind the tower. Ivan Dragoneel might be in a little bit of trouble. Is going to engage onto Neuroblade. Get him down to about half health there. Back off and take a couple of shots. Show him the waters. Not going to land. Merciful Vendetta goes underneath the tower. Ivan Dragoneel using a nice heal to keep himself alive. And now in the bottom lane, Pantheon ganking once again. Throwing out those spears. Will it be enough? Nami with some heals. Going to get the knockup. There's the ultimate from Bucky Boy as well. Going to finish him off. But that is Ralph's Legend taking a lot of damage from the tower. Nidalee still using some heals on herself. Fizz jumping in. There's the flash from Ari trying to keep herself. But Neuroblade with a long range Q going to finish her off. Ari with nowhere to go. It's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Skarner coming up to try to save her. Will he be able to get here in time? They're going to jump on her. Nice charm! Keeps her alive for just a moment. Fizz now able to finish off the engage. Bad D coming in from the silence. Going to get a little damage into Neuroblade. Just tried to stop them. Now backing off to go underneath the tower once again. Blue team is still between these two towers, but they're going to be able to escape for the moment. Rock Baby backing off in the bottom lane. So much damage. Ralph's Legend doing an excellent job down there with no mana. Was continuing to try to engage. That Caitlyn is going to back off. Ahri lives. Skarner lives. Oh my lord, that Ahri, the beautiful last second charm, just dominating, doing an excellent job. And we're having a little bit of difficulty seeing as light went down, so I'm actually going to turn on a little bit of extra light here, and that way you guys can see me. Nice tower going down there for blue team, finishing off that bottom lane tower, so doing a good job down there. And we want to go to capture device, select a new color, and we're going to, whoa! Oh my lord, we're gonna have a little bit of problem there. We're just gonna do that. I can't do that. I can't. Okay, we're just gonna do that for now. We'll fix it later. 8 kills to 1. So strong in the lead. Blue team, they are dominating so far this game. However, red team has some fancy plays up in that top lane. Ahri lived as well as that Skarner doing a great job there. So that is nothing fancy to them. Nothing fancy to them. But yeah, Chicks Dig Elo struggling a good bit in this game, having a little bit of a hard time. Well, I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that either. I'm trying to micromanage here between a couple of different things here. So team names have been updated, good. And Riley sent me a message. Yeah, okay, cool. So Bad D grabbing up blue buff. He's kept most of these blue buffs to himself, hasn't given any over to Ahri at the moment, but uses those for the ganks. Jason, that top lane, now 70 farm, and there's a knock on the door. I don't know if I can get that. Okay, I'm really sorry. I have no idea who this is knocking on the door. I'm going to have to be right back and make sure that it's nothing important. Hopefully it's not. I'm going to be right back. Enjoy the game. Like the next 3 hours, so. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay, so nice knockup from Janet down here. I completely forgot about something, but we are back to shoutcasting, ladies and gentlemen. 9 kills to 1. We did miss 2 kills there, but fortunately we should not be interrupted again. Just kind of working out the kinks as we get this casting underway. This is the first tournament from 1ShotGG coming out here, and so we got a little bit of kinks that we still had to work out, a little bit here, a little bit there, but we're doing fantastically so far this game. 9 kills to 1, nothing fancy. Is going to pick up that top lane. Neuroblade doing that and continuing to jump in, looking for the Nidalee. She's just going to run away in that cat form, continuing to keep herself safe. So that is now 2 towers down. Blue team picking those up. They're going to grab another pink ward. There's been a lot of pink wards by blue team coming out here. And red team had like 2 different pink wards down. Blue teams turned them around, grabbing up pink wards of their own. Bad D now with that red buff, looking to engage on Neuroblade, not going to land. That Q is going to use the Impale to get Neuroblade really close. A lot of damage. He's down to about half health there. He's going to turn it on to Nidalee. Will it be enough? Ignites down as well, but Bad D picking up that kill, and Nidalee just using the heal to keep herself alive. So thank you, Wordless Hope, for the follow as well. This 1 kill, Skarner died to Fizz, and Pantheon was going to pay. Jinx throwing out the long-range super mega death rocket across the map, finishes off the Nidalee. Who would have expected that? That's called sniping right there. Hashtag no scope snipe. Jinx picking up that kill across the board as blue team picks up a second dragon in the game so far. 25k gold to 17k gold. 15 minutes in, so we have about another roughly 15 minutes before the game is over. Master tier 5, too strong. So blue team looking to get a 3rd tower down here. That Jinx auto attack potential just destroying that mid lane tower, doing just fine. Grabbing up that kill as well. Red team is kind of scrambling towards the mid lane, trying to defend it, keep blue team off of it. Pantheon continuing to jungle, so there's 4 blue team members here in the mid lane. Or as I should say, nothing fancy. Chicks Dig Elo kind of hanging out here. Skarner just off to the side, waiting for an opportunity. His Impale is not up yet. Oh, a little bit of damage back and forth. we're going to go ahead and actually hit H here. There we go. So you can see a little bit back and forth. Bucky Boyle taking a little bit of damage from the Nidalee Spear. Neither team really engaging just yet. 10 kills to 2. Blue team is strong. Red team trying to hang on, looking for an opportunity for this team fight. Again, this Pantheon gank doing a really good job of being able to snipe a kill here, snipe a kill there. But it's not over just yet. Red team still has not had that full 5v5 team fight. However, as the game continues to go later and later, they may not be able to hold in a full 5v5 team fight, as they just won't be strong enough to deal with blue team's damage. A nice knock up on Skarner. Pantheon's looking to jump in, but he's not going to land it. He's backing off. Nice ward vision there, but blue team going to be picking up that one. Caitlyn does seem to be recalling. Ari using her ultimate to actually jump over the wall, so that's a really powerful ultimate used by Ari just to keep herself alive, or really just not wanting to engage at all. Jace, just these immense Qs coming out here, so much damage. Already has that man immune finished, and there is both the brutalizer finished on Jace and Pantheon. Very, very strong. If a team fight was to break out, they are looking to be recalling here. Blue team, they're going to back off. The flash from Skarner once again does not get the impale. Gets a nice slow. His team's trying to catch up. Will he go under the tower? Oh, he does. Jen actually flash ultimate is trying to get behind him, but a nice impale will kill himself. Chum the waters on Ari. Fizz picking up that kill. Now Neural Blade going to be trying to back off. Going to go down. Bad D picking up that one, who's still alive. Super Mega Death Rocket hitting Caitlyn in the face. The flash from Nidalee trying to keep herself alive, but Fizz with the passive going to take him down. And now Fizz is still alive. Merciful Vendetta trying to back off. Bad D continuing to chase. Ralph Legend still. All these guys are so tanky. Looking underneath the tower. There's Ace in the hole. Oh my gosh. Fizz for just a second was like, I can protect you, and then realized that he was blinking red and decided, man, you can just die, bro. It's fine. It's fine. You can go down. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. No worries there. So 12 kills to 5. Finally, red team gets a full team fight and got a couple of kills out of it as well. I think they finished off 4 members of blue team, if I am not incorrect, and maybe 3 members of blue team. Before backing off. That Skarner was so tanky. It's getting really scary for this Skarner. Now 3 and 2 doing really well. Neural Blade 3 and 2 as well in that top lane, having backed and just gotten a little bit more. He actually has that cooldown, Boots of Lucidity, so he's going to be spamming it out. Infinity Edge finished on the Jinx, so she's got a lot of damage to pour out there. As Caitlyn now backing off, looking to finish off her Infinity Edge herself, I believe, as she has that pickaxe and the big friendly sword. Nami finishing off that Sightstone. Oh, Chum the waters onto Skarner. Will he tank it? He's got the impales. Nidalee jumps in on him. Oh, can Fizz finish him off? He does. Merciful Vendetta backing off, but that's going to be his life for it as Nidalee picks that one up. Ivan Dragoneel grabbing that kill in the jungle by red buff. So got blue buff back, I believe. I think it was blue buff on the Skarner that then went over to Fizz and then went back over to the Nidalee. So you could say buff transfer complete, honestly. Pantheon hanging out here in the blue side or blue buff side of red team's jungle. Gonna jump onto a Niseth. So much damage. She flashes over the wall to stay alive. Janna throwing out a tornado. Not gonna land as she is continuing to live. Caitlyn in this bottom lane just trying to farm underneath the tower. Not gonna be able to as the rest of blue team engages. Jinx just grabbing up another tower. So once again, these back and forth across the board here and there picks. Blue team picking up a 4th tower of the game. Red team just hasn't had an opportunity to grab any tower just yet. 24k gold, 32k gold. Blue team, they are pushing up to the 10k gold lead, about 8k gold at the moment, as red team is still trying to figure out how to turn the team fights in their favor. Once again, they did well enough, I guess I could say, in that mid lane between the two teams, and between that team fight in the mid lane. However, they are going to have to really find a full 5v5 team fight to do well. So blue team backing off, or sorry, red team just hanging out in this mid lane. Blue team's here trying to get some damage onto the flash in by Ralph's Legend. Rockto Baby, the Chum of the Water, is going to take her down as well as Neural Blade tanking the tower. There is that tidal wave. He's going to be knocked up as well. Impale from Skarner. He's taking so much damage. And Niseth using the ultimate, but she's going to jump straight into a Janna Tornado to be knocked up. Merciful Vendetta considers going under the tower, but now he's just going to Trickster Playful jump out of that underneath the tower, and they will be able to blue team back off for the moment. But Bad Dude looking at engaging. He's going to keep going. Pantheon getting a little bit of damage, causes red team to kind of consider backing off there. So that was 1 for 1. Caitlyn went down as well as the Jace. Red team back to just defending the tower. Nidalee does have blue buffs, so she has a lot of heals to throw out there as well as a lot of javelins, but she's really interested in turning into cat form to really get a lot of that damage potential out there. Jinx throwing out that zap, just going to get a little bit of vision onto the Skarner. There's that ping for Dragon. Can Red Team stop this Dragon or not? That is the question up in just 1 second here. And, oh, there it is. I guess they're looking at fighting. Yeah, Red Team has no wards in the jungle, so there they go. Scrying ward just to check that bush again. No one on Red Team really looking at moving in just yet. They're really just backing off, so that's going to give a third Dragon over to Blue Team. Team Nothing Fancy, who's had some amazing plays so far this game, and they will get it. This Pantheon just dominating 4-1. Super, super scary. Fizz as well, 5-1. Just always seems to live no matter what the enemy team does. Jinx, 3-0. Has that Infinity Edge, is going to back and buy more with it now that she has a lot more gold as well. Infinity Edge finished on Caitlyn. She's trying to get a little bit of attack speed and damage. I think she's going to be looking at building a Bloodthirster next for a little bit of lifesteal, kind of trying to stay alive. But that Chum in the Waters, man, from the Fizz, once it landed on her, she was gone. There was very little that Red Team could do to clear that. Nami trying to throw some heals out there, not going to do a whole lot. She's got that Chalice of Harmony and that Frost Fang. She's looking at building that Ice Queen's Claim to be able to really get some slows, get some of this soft CC on the enemy team, but it's just not going to land that much. 3 pink wards coming out from Blue Team, keeping vision all across another sweeping lens. Rock 1777, grabbing at that one. Nami waits for it and just puts another ward down. That is the power of the Sightstone, is you can just kind of keep spamming those wards out there. And it kind of little bit overpowers that sweeping lens, but sweeping lens can be used anywhere on the map, whereas those wards just kind of stick around. So Enlight and Wolf getting a little bit. There's Chum the Waters once again onto Ari. She's going to go down this time, and now Rock to Baby. Merciful Vendetta finding her out. Pantheon from the backline as well, getting a lot of damage down. Is now 3 members of Blue Team in the mid lane, 2 members chasing Nami just around the sidelines. However, that's 5 now to 3 as Red Team just taken out once again, picked off 1 by 1. Rock to Baby and Niseth caught out just underneath, or just by that blue buff, and are going to be taken out. That Fizz getting in, getting some damage, getting out. Ralph's Legend as well, helping out on top of that. He did use his ultimate to kind of jump into those back lines, but that's 2 kills down, and now it's going to be a tower down as well. They're looking for this inhibitor, but they're going to be jumping in on Nidalee. She is solo. The flash is across the map. Fizz grabbing up a kill. Jace as well finishing off. Oh, he just finished off the tower. I'm sorry. But yeah, Fizz picking up the kill on the Nidalee. Ace in the hole on to Jinx. Not going to land, though. Pantheon nicely defending that. And there's the speed boost from the Jace Gates, and they're able to back off and safely get away after grabbing an inhibitor, and still didn't lose a single member. Picking off the Nidalee. Again, Ivan Dragoneel doing a great job. Or sorry, Blue Team, Nothing Fancy doing a great job there. 17 kills to 7. 10k gold in the lead. Blue Team having finished off an inhibitor, unless a full team fight goes completely in the favor of Red Team and they just destroy Blue Team straight up. There's very little that Red Team at this moment can do, but again, a game can always turn. There's no reason to surrender. I've played in games in which teams like this exact thing, Blue Team just played a team fight poorly and just completely lost. So Daddy trying to get in there, gonna dodge the knockup from Janna. Tornado not gonna land there. He is gonna get in, just get a little bit of damage. Oh, Rock to Baby taking some damage from the Jace, who's kind of chasing in now. Will Blue Team re-engage? Skarner decides to go in, gets that impale onto the Jace, as this is the most important member. Soaks up that Chum in the Waters from Fizz. Are getting a little bit of damage, but Skarner is gonna go down. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket onto the Nami. That is almost a full team ace. Ari, the only one up, had that last spirit dodge. So we're going to actually go back and watch that again in a little bit of slow motion. Okay, so Skarner soaking up a lot of damage, but it is too much. The Pantheon ult just dominates right here. 4 members he's going to come slamming down on, just do massive damage, and then keeps with the CC, the Jinx, or sorry, the Caitlyn and the Nami, as 4 members turn on the Nidalee from the backline, not able to finish anyone. The trap from Caitlyn helping out and slowing the enemy team down. So Blue Team with that Pantheon ultimate just dominating. GG everyone, good game on everyone's part. Oh, Ari, I think midi is going to be too much. Backing off, Pantheon wants her, one spear. Oh, it follows her through the flash, and Ari went down. Ace, as well as a Red Team surrender. Good game over to Blue Team. Domination, nothing fancy. Just did amazingly well across the board. Amazingly well. there's just not even much to say. Now, on my channel specifically, not that there's anything tournament-wise to go about it, but on my channel specifically, we do a little bit of a fanciness here. I want to give MVPs to the losing team and then MVP to the winning team. So in this particular, they don't win anything particular, but they just get to kind of pat themselves in the back that they did. I'm definitely giving MVP over on the losing team to Bad D for playing an incredible Skarner. A couple time or two, he missed an impale and didn't really work out trying to do a flash impale to be really fancy. However, 4-4-3 is nothing to bat an eye at, on top of just played a solid game across the board, continued to just engage no matter what the enemy team did, said we are here and we are looking for blood, and that's what's going to happen. And then really quickly over to winning team, hard to say, but I'm going to give it over to Rouse Legend on the Pantheon for playing an incredible Pantheon. If you watch again those first 5 minutes, comes into the bottom lane, gets a double kill down there, or at least helps in getting a double kill, actually went to both the Jinx and then over to himself, and then turns it around, goes into the mid lane, finishes off Ari, as well as helps in the kill on Skarner. 4 kills that he was a part of within the first 5 minutes. I mean, that's amazing for a jungler. That's exactly what you need to do. So fantastic job, Ralph's Legend. Dilemma, thank you for the follow as well. So we're going to get this next game set up. Merciful Vendetta, thank you for the follow as well. We're going to get this next game set up, and I'm going to go on a very short break, and we're going to be right back as soon as I can actually play this music, if it'll work. So be right back. That's what we're looking for. So.